Kirakoto, welcome to an exciting night of NZIHL action with the Botany Swarm taking on the West Auckland Admirals here at Paradise Botany. Joel, I believe you got that mixed up and went to the wrong rink.
Avondale, yes, there are two rinks in this fine city of Tamakimakoro, but we are lucky to be here with a cross-town rivalry, the West Auckland Admirals and the Botany Swarm duking it out here in Botany of all places. And Bartek, wow, what a game we have today.
I am excited. I think this is the game that we've been looking forward to all season. It's always a great rivalry between these two teams. They see each other a lot, especially in the Summer League as well, playing against each other. So these guys know each other well, and it'll be an intense night of hockey.
Absolutely. These are two formidable squads and some huge games this weekend with the table looking tight in that 2 and 3 position. The Admirals would really like to climb up that leaderboard there, trying to catch the Swarm, who have looked good this year, of course. Dropping a game against the Stampede were the Swarm, but they did take one here in this rink, so they're going to be looking to defend this ice sheet.
Yeah, that was a great game. The one with the shootout was amazing. That was incredible. Really exciting hockey action. I'm hoping, I'm an Admirals fan, so I'm hoping the Admirals win. Just a little bit of bias here.
No bias here. I was just
You're the Swarm fan, right?
I am an unbiased observer.
Oh, okay.
I just love ice hockey, especially here in Auckland. Players to watch, we've got Sasha Polozov, 14th season in the NZIHL. He has 3 goals, 7 assists so far, so that's more than a point a game production from him. And then we got Guy Kunst from the West Auckland Admirals. He's an import player from Groningen in the Netherlands. He'll probably be, have some interest in that Euro final tomorrow morning here at 7 a.m. Auckland time. But another great player who's averaging almost 2 points a game. So definitely a guy the Swarm are going to have to keep note of on that sheet.
Yeah, it's the dynamic Dutch duo. It's Guy Kunst and Pim Vandermeulen together on that top line for the Admirals. They've been absolutely dangerous this season.
And the Swarm will need to shut down that Dutch duo, as you mentioned. And of course, the ice rink here is a little bit bigger than the one in Avondale, so a little bit more open space, which is actually going to give that Dutch duo a little bit more room to work.
Yeah, that's right. But the Botany Swarm have a lot of fast skaters, so this will also work to their advantage, this big ice surface. See which team can adapt better to the size of the rink.
And of course, penalty box, special teams are going to be key once again. We have seen both sides very good in there. The Swarm, of course, 83% success on their penalty kills thus far. But they also have a really good power play as well. So the Admirals are going to have to stay on the box, out of the box, because, again, that large ice sheet here in Botany could give them a little bit of extra room to work with.
Yeah, that's right. And the usual suspects will want to stay out of the box. I believe Niue and Gretzky has done quite a lot of time in the box this season. He might want to try and avoid doing that, taking any penalties.
But the Botany Swarm, again, they have some veteran leadership, as you've seen Captain Andy Hay, who has played numerous amount of games. But they have a lot of young guys as well that have really stepped up in the last few years to make their mark for the Swarm. So they have done a really good job of developing some of these junior players that have a lot of talent. Ivan Dalmatal, of course, being one of their best.
Yeah, Marcus McDonald, Jackson Fontaine, a lot of good young players. Maybe the second youngest team. I think Dunedin's probably the youngest team in the league, since that's our a university town, but Botany Swarm have a lot of great young talent.
And again, they also have some good imports as well. Another Czech import this year that is lighting up the score sheet as well.
Yeah, that's right. Ružička, former teammate of Jaromír Jágr, the Jágr, still playing. I think he's like in his 50s now. I don't know how he does it. He's a machine.
And of course, a big shout out to Michael Atwell, another veteran of this Swarm side, his 200th New Zealand ice hockey game tonight. So big congrats to him and showing the longevity for the Ice Black.
Yeah, that's very impressive, because I think we play about 16 games a year in the NZIHL, plus a few playoff games. So to get to 200, he's been around for a while.
So the Swarm, of course, will want to start early, let their presence be known. They have a few points to work with on that table, but the Admirals have games in hand, so they could really, really make a statement here tonight.
That's right. I think the Admirals are 2 games behind the Swarm. The Swarm neck and neck with the Stampede at the top of the table, but the Admirals might be able to close that gap this weekend.
And here is Michael Atwell, his 200th game, giving a bit of a solo shout out to the crowd here, wearing the captaincy tonight. And you know this game is going to mean a lot to him.
Love to see it.
And the fans as well. He's getting a standing ovation.
A lot of Atwell fans in the crowd. I see some Atwell jerseys. See if that fires him up, if he can get a goal tonight. And interestingly, looks like we have Joel Gerard, the young goalie who's just moved over from Queenstown, starting in net for the Swarm. A little bit of a surprise. Connor Parr's been really good for them lately, but they've got a big roster of great goalies. Bar Bialik, who's moved over from the West Auckland Admirals, is backing up Joel tonight.
Yeah, Bar Bialik, of course, got his feet wet on this Swarm roster, so he's back, and they again have a lot of young talent in between the pipes there. Of course, the coach of the Swarm, Matt Kennedy, was the former goaltender for the Swarm, so you got to imagine he's going to be the guru behind the bench that's able to really develop this young talent.
Yeah, Kennedy is a great goalie, so it's great to have a coach like that giving these young players help. He has the experience, and for young goalies, I think the toughest part of their game is always the mental side of the game. That's what takes the longest to develop, and having an experienced goalie like Matt Kennedy behind the bench, you can really help them develop into consistent goaltenders.
And what they'll be looking at across the ice surface, of course, would be Chaba, the veteran Ice Black goaltender for the Admirals, who's been through this before and has even won a championship in goal himself. So a lot to emulate there for those young goalies.
That's right. I think I would say the Admirals have a little bit of an advantage in net just because of Chaba's experience. Joel is a really talented young goalie, but as I said, with young goalies, the mental side of the game is the trickiest to develop. And in a high-pressure situation like this weekend, we'll see how Joel does, if he can stay sharp the whole game and not let any goals get to him.
We are ready for a battle tonight. 2 experienced teams, but also with a lot of young talent on display here. And of course, massive, massive weekend for both teams that could really shape the rest of their season.
So if you had to guess what the scoreline will be tonight, what would you say? What would be your guess?
Maybe another shootout could be in line. I mean, these are 2 pretty even teams.
Yeah, that's a good shot. I would love to see a shootout. Of course, with the Admirals winning, as the unbiased, little bit biased Admirals fan here in the commentary booth.
Well, we are just about underway here at the Hive here in Botany, Auckland, New Zealand. And the first line for the Swarm will be Atwell to take the draw in his 200th match, alongside Polozov with Sandoy and Luke Simon at the D. And we are underway here at the Hive. So puck played into the offensive zone for the Swarm, and they are quick to attack. Simon able to keep it in at the line, and he'll play it down low, and the Swarm will chase again. And now it's center ice again. Simon's pass is too far. No icing on this play.
Interesting. I wonder if I thought that was from behind the red line. Maybe the referee thought that he wasn't putting enough effort skating after it.
And Dagg's pass is canceled out, and that one will go for an icing.
Yeah, it was a little bit of interference on the board, so that I think Regan was shoved into the boards and couldn't get his stick on it.
Yeah, Regan trying to make his case to the referee, but it is all for naught. And instead, we will get a face-off to the right of Chaba. It will be Dalmatau to take the draw against Regan.
Regan, one of the Admirals' great young players, has moved from defense to center this season.
Loses the draw there. Fontaine behind opposition net. Tries to play it off the back of the net. Can't contain. Instead, it's played back to center ice. So this will be McDonald to chase as the Admirals get some fresh legs out there. Now up to Kozak on the far wall. He's looking for a centering feed towards Dalmatau. Instead, he'll go behind the net. Now trying to find McDonald. And that was Fontaine who was able to get a stick on it.
That was a close one. He was able to handle it. Could have been a very dangerous opportunity.
And another great chance there for Vesper, but he was unable to corral it. Otherwise, he had a golden opportunity in front. Now Kennedy put one towards the net. But that's broken up by Ruzhinska. Now Dalmatau will play it over towards McDonald. And he'll just play it up into the air, and the veteran McLeish will handle it. And he'll find Sestroni, who instead plays it over to Ruzhinska. Now Janssen will tip it, and McLeish to chase. Janssen has it now in a turnover, centering feed, and that one just sneaks wide.
Very close. I think it was just off a skate, actually.
March was in the right position there, but unable to put it on goal. Otherwise, there was quite the opportunity. Now Kennedy up the wall, tries to touch it up towards Rooney. And then Janssen will play it back. So McLeish was able to get it out for a moment. Over to Sandoy. And Sandoy comes in offside, so we'll get a face-off just outside the zone.
So far, some chances, but not many shots on goal haven't been getting through to the net. We saw a great chance there in front of Chuba that just went wide of his net.
So a couple close calls in front of each net, but so far, nothing doing. There's a turnover in the far corner. That's Houlihan, the import. It is kept in by Simon on the pinch. And not out. Now here's Houlihan. From a sharp angle, comes in on Chaba. Deflected, and a great poke check there from the keeper.
Yeah, great play with some back pressure. There was some pressure coming on that player, so Chaba knew that he was a little bit distracted. He could get that poke check off. Very well done by the veteran Admirals goalie.
And we played towards the captain, Dag. He'll decide to skate it himself. The Ice Black going coast to coast. Here's a shot right on, and a save by Gerard.
Oh, great skating and stick handling by Daigle, just carving through the Botany team. Wasn't able to find any open net, though. Good save by Joel, making sure there's no rebound as well. Seals it up.
Yeah, 47 blue, Justin Dag, always a threat whenever he's on that ice sheet. And you can see it just there going coast to coast, such a smooth skater.
Yeah, in my opinion, the best shooter on the Admirals. At least I find him the most difficult to deal with.
And there's a shot right on, bouncing puck, but Gerard's able to nab that out of the air.
It's a little bit more difficult than it looked. It took a deflection, was flipping end over end. Those are a little bit wacky. So good job by Joel to make a clean catch, not let it bobble and drop in front of him.
Speaking of best shots on the Admiral, you got to give a shout out to Vinny Sestroni too.
Oh yeah, he can absolutely rip it. Spencer Robertson, who played for the Admirals last year, described Vinny's shot as being almost NHL level, at least in terms of his power. Not so much his accuracy, but when he does get it on net, it's ruthless.
Yeah, someone you don't want to give time and space to.
That's right.
And here's Kozak for the Swarm on the near corner. Centering feed towards Dalmatau goes straight through. And here come the Admirals the other way. There's one of the Dutchmen.
Pim Vandermeulen there. Wasn't able to get the shot on target, unfortunately.
And the Swarm are out of the zone. Here's Fontaine with some speed across the line. He'll just dump it in, and fresh legs out for the Swarm. And Vortinoff to chase now. Played in, but only momentarily. And now here comes Regan for the Admirals. Regan centering feed towards Scott Henry, but he could not pull the trigger.
Oh, beautiful pass there by Regan to set him up. Just threads the needle.
And here's McDonald, who absorbs a large hit. And the puck goes to Vortinoff. Now Vortinoff off the fall wall. Turnover here. Henry regains control for the Admirals. And Castroni bounces off March. And the Swarm are forced to start from behind their own goal.
Ooh, big reverse hit by Luke Simon back there on the Swarm.
So here's McDonald in the zone. He'll play it down low towards March. Takes a funny hop off that Zamboni door. And McLeish with some room. He'll just skate it himself. And a turnover in front, but given right back towards Castroni. And now Vesper has it. Able to get up towards Rooney. Rooney puts one through, but misses everything. Kept in by Steven at the line. And Rooney will get another chance to work with it. Now here's Atwell in his 200th game. Plays it over to Houlihan. Now Sandoy with some pressure from Rooney. He's going to have to do something with it. Puck still at the line and now finally kicked out. And the Swarm will regroup. And here's a turnover on neutral ice. Going the other way, but a nice stick by Sandoy with that long reach, and it's Polozov towards the net. He throws one right on, but a blocker save by Chaba.
Yeah, good blocker save there by Chaba, and made sure to get it up into the glass.
And there's another turnover as Ruzhinska is able to throw his body around, doing it again.
He's a big guy. I wouldn't want to be hit by him.
So here's Dag for the Admirals. Able to evade Dalmatau. And Admirals get it out to center ice. But it's McDonald with the puck. Still controls, and now McDonald with the seam. Centering feed there towards Kozak, and what a skate save by Chaba.
Oh, huge save. Nobody picked up Kozak there. I don't think anyone noticed he was driving the center.
And that was probably his toughest test of the evening so far. A nice movement save, finding himself in the right position.
Yeah, Chuba's looking sharp so far, and you'll need to be against the Swarm.
Fontaine with a hit behind the net, but it's Hayward Jones who collects. Plays it up towards Murray. Now Murray with some speed. Puts a backhander on. Rebound right in front, but finally guided to safety by Dalmatau.
Yeah, a little bit of an awkward rebound there by Joel. I don't think he wanted it, ending up in that spot right in the slot.
And now Swarm on the attack, looking for Kozak again. But that's broken up again by Murray. Now Murray puts one through, got his hand up a little bit onto Sandoy's face. He's holding his jaw a little bit. And instead, here come the Admirals right in, and a goal! The Admirals strike first, and it's Guy Kunst, the Dutchman.
Oh, the one that you warned about in the pregame show. Great move by Guy. Brings it to his backhand, and then elevates. Looks like it squeezes, I think, just under Joel's arm. I think he didn't squeeze his arm against the body. It's a little bit hard to see from this angle. But, yeah, he was all alone. He had tons of time. I guess an uncharacteristic defensive breakdown for the Swarm.
So the import puts the Admirals on the board with just 12:09 remaining in this first period, and you got to think the Admirals like their position to strike first.
Yeah, they'll definitely be happy to score a goal here away, quiet the crowd a little bit. Crowd is not looking very impressed by that for the most part, all these Swarm fans.
And McDonald with a large hit on Vandermeulen.
The other Dutchman gets crunched into the boards.
And so it'll be Bortanoff. Plays that one up towards March, but he was just ahead of the play, so we'll get an offside and a whistle at the blue line.
So I see someone in the chat saying, "Let's go Devils." I think you might be watching the wrong stream. But you're welcome to stick around. I'm sure this game's going to be more exciting.
Perhaps they're just New Jersey fans.
Yeah, it could be.
And of course, up the Waz.
Ooh, and we have a player down. I missed that, but is that the Dutchman? I think, yeah, Pim Vandermeulen. Oh, that's, hopefully he's okay. He's laboring a little bit.
Legs seem to be working all right here as he gets the pass. Plays it once again, a shot right on.
Ooh, a late hit behind the play. Ruzicka
And
throwing one of the Admirals down to the boards.
And here we go. Things starting to get a little bit chippy here. Ruzicka is going to get a roughing call, 2 minutes. And Canada is actually not happy with that at all.
Yeah, I think it is a well-deserved. Oh, it looks like it was a shot that got Pim Vandermeulen as we're seeing on the replay.
It looked like a stick, actually, a stray stick.
I see.
Behind the play.
I think that was a deserved penalty. Probably the Swarm weren't happy about the lack of the call on. It was Sandoy that I think took a little bit of a high hit up in the mouth, and maybe this was a little bit of a response from them.
Which, as I guess the Swarm are arguing, directly contributed to that first goal without having their defenseman in front of the net to cover.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he was out of the play there, holding his face.
So here's that slash. That looks like that was Vortinoff. And that went uncalled. Instead, we'll get a roughing on Ruzicka shortly after that.
It's probably good the referees are making calls early in this game. If they let it go too long, it can just escalate and get a little bit out of hand. So we'll probably see the referees calling something on the Admirals if the Admirals keep playing up and giving Sandoy some high hits. Looks like there's some discussion now. Brooke Patron explaining to Atwell. She plays for the Steel for the Auckland women's team. Also trained with the Swarm last year, I believe, until she moved down to Hamilton. Great defenseman, I think from Saskatchewan in Canada. Played for University of Saskatchewan.
Moved to Hamilton, huh?
Yeah, so she used to play in the Auckland Prem League, the top rec league, but isn't playing this year because she moved down south, doesn't want to make the trip every Monday night for a 7 p.m. game. Won the cup last year, actually, in the Prem League with the Blues. It's an important part of their cup-winning team. Sadly, beat my team in the semifinals, the Rangers.
You probably should have done something about that.
I probably should have. I was injured, so I blame the goalie that was filling in for me.
Oh, yeah, it's always somebody else's fault. Typical goalie.
That's right.
So it'll be a 2-minute man advantage, 5-on-4 here for the Admirals, and it will be Dag to head this power play unit. Now Vandermeulen goes cross ice, but Dalmatau is able to get a stick on that, and he'll play it down the length of the ice. And Dag once again with some room to skate. And he'll play it up towards Regan. We're not on the same page, so he actually just plays it to himself. And able to take the puck from Sandoy. Centering feed there, fooled everybody.
Oh, this is a great pass. The centerman didn't realize it was coming to him.
Fooled everyone, including Hayward Jones. But now here's Dag with a shot. That one deflects off Sandoy. And Gerard had to make a nice save.
Oh, yeah, that was a dangerous deflection. Great save.
Now down low towards Regan. Now back up top. He was hassled on the play and unable to get that pass through. And instead, the Swarm will be able to get a full change here.
Just under a minute left in this power play.
Vesper for the Admirals. As the Swarm get their second unit out there. We have Stephen, Chamberlain, Rooney, and McLeish. But the Swarm are able to clear once again.
Good penalty killing from the Swarm so far. Other than that one deflection, haven't really had a sniff at goal, the Admirals.
Here's Chamberlain with some speed. Unable to control the puck, though, and once again cleared.
If you don't recognize Caleb, he cut his hair a couple weeks ago. He used to have a beautiful long flow. Now you can actually tell him apart from his brother Sebastian.
And an offside here at the line with just 11 seconds remaining in that power play.
So good penalty killing from the Swarm, as you talked about in the pregame show. I think you said 83% on the penalty kill. And looks like they're going to improve on that again with only 10 seconds left for the Admirals to make an impact. And a massive face-off win by Regan, wins it all the way back to Chuba.
Chuba with a nice outlet pass to Henry, but he wasn't able to do anything with it, and we are back to 5-on-5 hockey. And now here's Henry with a nice move around Simon, backhander just wide.
Oh, what an opportunity.
Now Sandoy for the Swarm. Up towards Atwell, that's just through his stick. And now Sestroni has it. Tries to put one towards the net. Instead it's Regan who will play it down low. Now Simon, his outlet pass is blocked dangerously in front, but Swarm are able to get it up to Polozov.
Ooh, that was close to being a nasty collision there as Rooney maybe stuck his leg out a little bit and almost tripped the Swarm player.
Now here's Dalmatau with some space. Dalmatau goes back and he scores! Ties the game. Ivan Dalmatau, it's one apiece.
What a goal by Ivan Dalmatau. Cool as a cucumber. Waits, and then drags it to his backhand and tucks it around Chuba. What a move by Ivan.
Great forehand, backhand there by the young star for the Swarm. And they have responded nicely to that opening goal from the Admirals.
Yeah, we've got a close game. As you predicted, close one here tonight.
And the Admirals will get back at it, trying to get something going here in the offensive zone. 30 feet towards Rooney, one-timer, he scores! Taylor Rooney, just like that, and it's back to a one-goal lead.
What a one-timer by Rooney. Back and forth action, what a response. Was that even 10 seconds after the Swarm scored? Incredible.
Fantastic placement on that low blocker side, just above an outstretched pad of Gerard.
Yeah, low blocker that's really tough to deal with, and especially for Joel, he's a smaller goalie. He can't be taller than 5'8", and so he doesn't have quite as much reach on those arms, so the low blocker shots are quite challenging.
So exactly the response you would want to see from the Admiral side if you are indeed a fan like yourself.
I'll try and be as neutral as I can today.
There's March with a shot that's easily steered aside by Chaba. And here's Chamberlain now. Trying to get around March, having some difficulty. And then March is sat right down. And finally, Steven able to play it out. And Simon has it now with a little bit of room to work. And unfortunately, Vortinov unable to keep his skate onside, so we will get a whistle.
So I'm curious to see how Joel responds to this. He's had 2 goals against on 5 shots, both very good goals. They're not bad goals at all, but this is one of those things that's really tough to deal with as a goalie when you're not getting too many shots and you let in a couple goals and you have to try and keep your focus and not dwell on it too much. Let's see if he can do that.
That will definitely be difficult for any goaltender, much less one that doesn't have, let's say, 200 games like Atwell in the NZIHL.
That's right. I don't think Joel got a lot of game time down in Queenstown. I think they tended to play Hasselman most of their games.
Yes, they have some great goaltenders down in Queenstown with both Hasselman and Brooks to choose from. But we do have some fantastic goalies on both of these teams as well. So a gluttony of riches in New Zealand right now.
Yeah, the Admirals have some good goalies as well. Chuba just gets most of the game time because he's the most experienced.
Oh, here's a turnover right in front. Regan had a small crease there, but was unable to control it.
Well, clutch poke check by Ruzicka. I think he got a stick on that to poke it away from Regan.
And here's Dalmatau. Plays it towards Houlihan. Puts one right on, but gloved nicely by Chaba.
Oh, excellent catch by Chaba. That low glove shot is also quite difficult to deal with when it's just over the pad, and he catches it really cleanly. Doesn't let it come off his cuff and bounce into the slot. Chaba's looking sharp today.
So it'll be a face-off to the left of Chaba. Vesper to take the draw, wins it for the Admirals. And we got a hand pass here, so a whistle, and we'll try this again.
So we've got 6 minutes left, 6 minutes and 20 seconds left in this period. The Admirals, I think, will try and play a little bit more defensively in these last few minutes to try and keep that lead going into the second period and hopefully get into the Swarm's heads over the intermission.
And of course, the Swarm going to be looking to tie this one back up. We've had some back and forth action, so really still anyone's game.
Yeah, it's been great so far. The Swarm have done really well creating chances, although the Admirals have done a little bit better converting those into goals.
And I think both teams are probably going to want to make sure to assess their defensive coverage, as just a couple breakdowns led to a couple of those open opportunity goals. So puck at neutral ice here, played up towards Vesper. Deflection, so no icing will be called. Now played to the far wall. Kennedy unable to keep it in. And Vorjanov will leave it back for Sandoy. Now Wyston Lee doing a great job to recover it.
The former Swarm player moved over to the Admirals this year. Does well to strip Niue and Gretzky of the puck.
And Steven, he'll go to the near side towards Rooney. Rooney deflects it up ahead, and it goes to Simon. Now Vorjanov on the near wall. Looking cross ice towards Janssen, unable to play it off the skate, and it caroms towards Sandoy. Sandoy, with two Admirals on his back, is able to release it just to Janssen before it's thrown right back at him. Now Vorjanov over to Janssen, unable to control the pass, and then played into the zone. Wyston Lee unable to do much with it, and we have a goal! Janssen scores from behind the net, and somehow we are back to a tie game.
That came out of nowhere. So Chaba wasn't parallel to the goal line. His foot was sticking out a little bit, and that gave space for Janssen to bank it off his back foot. So he probably would have wanted to get his back against that crossbar and square up to the goal line. So there's nothing that people could bank off of him. So unfortunately a bad goal for Chaba, but he's an experienced goalie and has done well bouncing back from bad goals in the past. We'll see how he does here.
Just what the Swarm needed. But then an immediate penalty here, as we're going to get Polozov on a holding call. So a power play once again for the Admirals.
Yeah, with 4 minutes and 25 seconds, let's see if they can respond to the Swarm like they did last time with a quick goal right after the Swarm scored.
Yeah, Polozov just got tangled up there. Hands a little too high, especially around the head region. That will be a pretty easy call for the referee. And probably not a penalty the Swarm wanted to take, especially directly after a goal and in the offensive zone.
Yeah, it kills your momentum a little bit when you're forced to kill a penalty.
So we get the top unit out here for the Admirals. Two Dutchmen, along with Dag and Regan and Hayward Jones.
Sauce pass from one Dutchman to the other. Doesn't quite connect.
One-timer there. That's deflected off Hayward Jones and just wide.
Swarm bench not happy, thinking there was some interference there.
Vandermeulen going cross ice towards Dag. Simon on his back, but he maintains control. Now back to Vandermeulen. Tees one up, but that's blocked by Fontaine. And now Dag with an attempt, but that again hits the midsection of Simon and he can clear. So nice job by the Swarm getting in front of some of those shots and also getting those sticks in the passing lane to kill this off so far.
Yeah, good penalty killing so far, and well, they just picked up another pass from the Admirals.
So Janssen, the first one there, he'll just play it behind the net. And that's Regan, as marches on his back, able to spin away. Now going cross arse towards Steven. And then offside right at the line. And so we will get a face-off outside the zone with just 38 seconds to play on the man advantage.
Yeah, that was a close offside. And we're seeing now the Admirals have their second power play unit out. The Dutchmen are having a rest.
So Vesper wins the draw. And it'll be Chamberlain.
So it's interesting to see the Admirals actually have Gareth McLeish, their defenseman, playing on the wing on this second unit.
In the past, they have liked to put McLeish right in front of the net. That might be where he's headed.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's a bigger guy, so definitely for Joel, he's a smaller goalie. Might struggle to see over him.
So Chamberlain has it in the far corner. As Rosie is able to get on him. And now McLeish up to Steven. Steven puts one right through, off the iron, tried to go high blocker.
Oh, wow. What a shot. It was almost at the intersection of the crossbar and the post there that he hit.
It's a good opportunity. Then a chance the other way. Swarm unable to capitalize. We're going to get a penalty here and a tripping as Polozov goes down. So an extra attacker out here for the Swarm. They'll be 6-on-5 momentarily.
Polozov struggling a little bit, slowly drifting to the bench. Hopefully there wasn't too much knee on knee there.
And here's Fontaine with some speed into the zone. Looking for some help. Instead, he'll take it right back out and try it again. Did not like what he saw.
Yeah, with the Swarm goalie out of the net, they're just trying to keep possession, trying to extend this 6-on-5 as long as they can.
And the Admirals collapse on the play, able to touch the puck, get that whistle. And so we will have a power play here for the remaining 1:32.
Huge opportunity for the Swarm to get the lead back here on this power play. That is, yeah, that we're seeing that on the replay now. Definitely a penalty, that trip. We saw, I think it was Rooney almost tripped one of the Swarm players earlier in the game, which they weren't happy about, and got away with it. This time they don't.
So a tie game still. And the Swarm looking to change that here on the power play. So it'll be Sandoy. Plays it up towards Fontaine. He cannot control, and the Admirals are able to clear.
It looks like the Swarm are also using a defenseman playing in a forward role on their power play, with Sandoy looking like he's playing either in a winger or centerman position, probably also to screen Chubba.
Sandoy extremely effective in front of the net. In fact, one of the goals in the Swarm's previous game on the power play came from a great screen from him, so watch out for that. So here's Dalmatau, he'll play it into the zone. Hayward Jones is there. He'll ring it around the wall and able to get it out.
Yeah, we're almost halfway into this power play, and the Swarm has struggled to get any sustained pressure in the zone.
There's Houlihan with his shot blocked by Hayward Jones, recollects. Now Houlihan, sharp angle, tried to slide it across, but Dagg was there. And then Whiston Lee is able to clear.
Got 15 seconds left for the Swarm to make an impact before we go to the intermission.
Now here's Rosie. His pass intercepted by Rooney. He's going to fight against the clock on this breakaway.
Oh, and he scores!
Right at the buzzer. Taylor Rooney, his second of the night, shorthanded.
What a slap shot. That's going to be close. I think the referees are discussing if it went in before the time ran out.
We need to see a video review on this. Does the red light go off before the goal goes in?
If you're watching at home, you can rewind on the stream and let us know in the chat what you think. Was that a goal or
close.
not?
That was
as
so
close
as it gets.
We need to go to the Situation Room in Toronto.
I don't think that we have the technology to say if that was a goal or not, but it was called a goal on the ice. and that's how it's
All
going to
right, we'll go to the situation room in the chat. Let us know in the chat. Do you think that is a good goal, or do you think that time ran out?
That, oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Looks like
It looks
0.015 seconds, I would say.
Because when I saw it live, I saw it hit the net, and then I looked at the clock, and it was at 0.
Yeah.
But that's how close it was. It looks like it came in with less than a second. Less than a second.
You could hear the Admirals bench yelling at Rudy to shoot as Rudy was coming in there. He didn't have time for any moves. He just heard them yelling and went for that slap shot, ripped it top shelf. Love to see it.
Wow, what a first period here at the Hive in Botany. I can hardly even speak with what we just saw. Taylor Rooney scores a shorthanded goal off a clapper on the breakaway, goes top cheddar, and just like that, the Admirals have the lead.
Yeah, what a period. I'm loving it. I'm really curious to see how the Swarm respond to this. I'm curious if maybe they want to make a goaltending change. I don't think Joel has played bad. The first 2 goals, I think, were very good goals against him. Even the third goal, very good goal. But I think maybe what Joel could have done is, knowing that time was running out, is to come out further from his net, because there was no time for Deke, so he could have just come out a little bit further and made himself bigger and really took away the space for Rooney to shoot. But he's not playing badly, but I'm curious if maybe they want to make a change. Just it's been a really difficult period for him, and they've got Barr on the bench as well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he responds to some of these goals, especially a young goalie with some, as you mentioned, goals that aren't necessarily his fault, but just unlucky and well placed. So a great job by the Admirals to put that pressure on. But at the other end of the rink, Chaba also maybe not playing his best.
Yeah, he's looked sharp through most of this period, but had a momentary lapse of concentration, letting that puck get banked in off his back skate. And he hasn't faced any real pressure since that bad goal against. But he's a veteran. I'm sure he'll respond and keep cool in the second period.
So what we have here is a mental game from 2 goalies on each side, and you have 2 goalies here to give you all the action. Stay with us.
Are you a goalie as well?
A former goaltender. I have thankfully retired. It's the worst position in all of sports. I'll say it right now. But more insight. More insight from us coming next with the second period moments away.
Kirakoto, welcome back to some exciting second period NZIHL action between the Botany Swarm and the West Auckland Admirals. I'm Bartek Evertovsky here with Joel Rindelab. So, Joel, we were looking at the replay during the intermission trying to figure out if that was a good goal. So, I think what we saw was that it was 0.01 seconds on the clock, or 0.02. I think we're showing it on the screen now.
Here's the frame. There's a lot to unpack here. So, first of all, the highlight package here, our scoreboard says 2 seconds. Ignore that. We are not synced up with the official time. So if you look in the background above the goal net, you will see the actual scoreboard on that screen, and it says 0.0 seconds remaining in the second period. And the puck here, again, hard to see, is right above the right shoulder of the goaltender, Gerard. So what this is telling us is that was no goal.
So I think when we saw the frame before, so Josh Kretschmar, our production guy, he's a Swarm fan, so I'm sure he's showing the Swarm's perspective. So me as the slightly biased Admirals fan, so I think the frame before that, it said 0.1 seconds. And then assuming the video is filmed at 60 frames per second, it was about 4 frames until this point. So it'd be about 4/60ths of a second from 0.1 seconds. So possibly it was in. And they've counted it.
Well, we have pretty clear-cut evidence that the puck was not in the net when the clock was at 0.
But the clock only counts 1 decimal place. So so I think, oh, it counts to 2 decimal places according to Josh. Well, I'm going to assume it's in the net because,
well, either way, the goal stands. It counts. The Admirals have a massive end-of-the-period goal by Taylor Rooney to make it 3-2, and now the second period underway on the power play for the Swarm.
Either way, it's great drama.
I mean, we are talking fractions of a second here.
I think it should stand regardless because it was an awesome goal.
Here's a shot right on, a huge glove save by Chaba as Houlihan had a one-timer in front.
Yeah, really well done. Made sure to get that cuff down and seal that space just above the pad.
And here comes McDonald trying to get into the zone, but Dag is there to jam him up. So back to 5-on-5 hockey here. So that will be an icing as the puck travels all the way down.
And we see Joel is back in the Swarm net. He didn't have a bad period. The goals weren't really his fault, except maybe that last goal where he probably should have challenged a little bit more. So it shows that Canada trusts his goalie, trusts that Joel can stay in this game and not let that get to him. It's good to see.
So as a goaltender yourself, what kind of advice would you give Joel Gerard at the end of that intermission?
That is very tough. It's easy to say relax. You know, you tell someone to relax, that doesn't really help usually. It's really for him to get over it himself, find whatever works for him. Personally, I find that when I play, it's best for me not to care about the score at all. Just to pretend it's a practice and have fun. I don't know about you, what sort of mental space you like to be in when you stop pucks?
Personally, stop every single shot.
Does that count as a mental space to be in?
I mean, it's the best mental space to be in, I would argue, as a goaltender, as Simon puts one on. But you're right. If you do let in, let's say, a quick goal after one has been scored, you can dwell on that longer than you should. So a lot of times coaches will say have a short memory. Always think about the next shot.
That's right. You definitely need a short memory as a goalie. And having that experience, once you've been playing goalie for 20 plus years,
which I will be clear, I do not recommend. Houlihan with a shot again, deflected over into the netting.
20 years of goaltending is very rough on your hips, as I can vouch for. Probably needing a partial hip replacement soon.
And potentially your psyche as well.
Mentally and physically damaging.
So here's Houlihan, third attempt towards the net. This time gets through, but misses everything. And it'll be Atwell, the man in his 200th NZIHL game. Now Polozov comes in to fight for the puck. Played up to the line towards McDonald. McDonald throws one through, deflects towards the side of the net. Now Stroni trying to tip it up, but McDonald again plays it deep. And Polozov there, centering feed towards Atwell. He can't connect. Now McLeish doing battle with Polozov. Sharp angle shot right on, but Chaba's there.
Knocks the net off a little bit too. These pegs that we have in New Zealand don't go very deep in the ice, so it's easy to knock them off. And luckily Chaba didn't knock it off in such a way the puck could squeeze through.
Chaba definitely making sure he was getting to that post.
That's right. He sealed up very well, maybe a little bit too well, knocking the net off. Yeah, the state of the pegs actually changes a lot the way you play as a goaltender, because you can't really push off the posts here with your skate. As you often see in the NHL, goalies going into the RVH position and then still have quite a lot of mobility being able to push off that post. You can't really do that with these sort of pegs.
So puck squirts out of the zone. Tuller able to recontrol though, but still at center ice. Riga knocks off Kozak's stick and now played into the zone. And Fontaine now for the Swarm, looking for Dalmatau. Gets it up to center ice, but into the zone offside. Swarm did not touch it, so no whistle, and we play on. Now Fontaine tried to squeeze it over towards Kozak, but that was broken up. And now back in the Swarm end, it'll be McDonald. He'll play it across towards Tuller. And now Kozak. Kozak over the line. His shot didn't get much on it with a nice back check from Rooney, so Chaba will hold on for the whistle.
Yeah, just plays it safe. Chuba's shown that he's comfortable playing the puck, but no sense throwing it away there. Just get a face off, let the team reset, make a change.
So it'll be March to take the draw to the right of the goaltender Chaba.
My former teammate on the Rangers in the Auckland Prem Division, definitely missing him a lot, his goal scoring.
So Winston Lee goes up the wall, finds Rooney, and now Rooney, sharp angle, puts one right on, but a glove saved by Gerard.
Good response by Joel. It wasn't a particularly dangerous shot, but he tracked it really well into the glove, made a clean catch, no rebound. That's a good sign. That's what you want to see if you're the Swarm coach.
And I would imagine Rooney is probably going to be putting every puck on net with every chance he gets, looking for that third goal.
I didn't realize he had two already right. He scored that one-timer as well.
So not a bad strategy, as we saw with Janssen's goal from the Swarm earlier. Just put the puck on net, see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. In a game like this, just get all the pucks to the net. You never know. Could get a wonky rebound. Or bank it off a goalie's skate, as we saw in that first.
And now here's McDonald. He's got a little bit of crease. But unfortunately, his team were going off on a change, so no centering attempt, as Atwell was going towards the net just in front of him. And now Wimmer will play it behind the net. Dag will buy some time. Hit Winston Lee on the near wall. He'll just play it up. And that's just in front of Wimmer, so it'll go all the way down with no icing here. Steven to apply some pressure. Now up towards Polozov. Polozov will reset. Just take it into the zone himself, the crafty veteran.
He's so good at holding onto the puck. Makes a huge difference having him on the ice.
Now here's a move by McDonald towards the center of the ice. Hits Atwell high.
Ouch, that is not what you want to see. Looks like he took one. Luckily didn't lose any teeth, I think. Looks like it hit him a little bit high. Maybe got cut by his visor, possibly. That could be what's happened here.
And Atwell is straight off the ice in his 200th game. Always some concern when you see a puck hit a player right in that region. We hope he is all right.
Seeing that on the replay now. Oh yeah, catches him really high. I think it was into the visor. Probably better than taking it straight to the mouth. I don't think he's going straight to the dentist as a result. Probably just needs his cuts patched up, and hopefully he'll be back out there.
So we're going to have a bit of a break here as that did draw some blood, so they're going to have to clean that up. And we'll get an update on Atwell as soon as we can.
Yeah, you can see that little red patch that Brooke, the referee, was trying to cover with snow. Not sure if they'll shovel up that bloody ice or not. One of the referees is getting a mop or shovel.
So with this break in the action, let's take a time to thank our sponsors here for the NZIHL and the Auckland Ice Hockey Association in conjunction with the Botany Swarm. Shout out to AED NZ defibrillators and AEDs. We have George FM, Beats Working, Nice IT, Nauria, Commercial Printing Limited, and of course Burger King, along with Print Plus and our friends over at Aotearoa.
Well, considering they've got 2 McDonald's in the lineup, is that really the appropriate sponsor, Burger King?
Maybe they're just trying to even it out.
That's fair.
So big shout out to Burger King if anyone's hungry after the game. Maybe go get yourself
a Whopper.
Oh, is that?
I believe
yeah,
that's what Burger King does.
Okay.
Whoppers.
I would probably go for the BK Rebel Chook, to be honest.
I am not very familiar with their menu, so I will trust you on that one.
They have onion rings.
Ooh, I love a good onion ring.
See, I'm a sucker for some onion rings anytime. In fact, I think every takeaway should have onion rings available.
You know what every takeaway should have? Poutine. That's what I miss the most from Canada.
Okay, now we're talking. All right.
Okay, see, in Canada, you can go to your Burger King and get some amazing poutine.
Do they put onion rings on it? Or is that sacrilege?
That is an excellent idea, actually. I don't know if it's sacrilegious, if the Quebecois would tell me off for doing that, but I want to do it.
So, yeah, something to try at home. So we're back underway here with 15 minutes left in the second period as Atwell left the ice after taking a puck to the face region. We hope he is all right. But his teammates will look to try to even up the score, down 1 thanks to a late Rooney goal at the end of that first period just as time expired. Turnover here, and it's Tuller for the Swarm. Bring it into the zone, centering feed towards Fontaine, deflects towards the goal. Chaba unable to control. Now Dalmatal with a chance, puts it right on, but a stick save by Chaba.
Yeah, good job by Chaba sealing up that short side there.
And now Ruzhinska. Play it up towards Kozak, the other Czech native on the roster. Of course, Kozak, a New Zealand citizen and a member of the Ice Blacks.
Yeah, a very important member of the Ice Blacks. I love Kozak's intensity. He always plays hard, even in scrimmages at 6 a.m.
Sometimes a little too hard.
Sometimes a little bit too hard. When we're playing our 6 or 7 a.m. scrimmages on a Sunday and Kozak's going hard against all these people that are possibly hungover, can be a little bit too much.
Not Kozak. He is there to score goals. There's a shot right through. Chaba did not even see it. Luckily, it carries over the net. And now here's Vortinov. Looking for an outlet to find Simon. Simon plays it back down low towards Janssen, one of the goal scorers for the Swarm.
I believe it was Vortinov's birthday just the other day. So happy birthday, Robin.
And there's Sandoy. This shot doesn't get through as March was laying on his back in front of the crease. Swarm still applying good pressure here as the Admirals look a little bit labored in their own zone. Now turnover, here's Janssen, puts one right through, stick save, rebound still loose. Now March with a shot, but a big save by Chaba.
Oh, it looked like March was almost celebrating there. I don't know if he thought he scored as the net comes off again. Maybe complaining to the referee about that net. Yeah, unfortunately, these pegs are not the best, so they come off quite easily. As you see, Chubba pushes into that post, and it comes right off. Good job by Chubba getting across there, sealing that short side.
Great side-to-side movement, and as you said, sealing off that post did not give March anywhere to shoot on what was actually a fantastic opportunity. The puck was just sitting in the slot for ages, which is always scary as a goaltender.
Oh, for sure. He's recovered well from that bad goal against as well, looking sharp.
One-timer there by Houlihan, unable to quite pull the trigger, otherwise another opportunity. Here's a turnover now. Here come the Swarm the other way. Polozov with some speed in the zone. Leaves it for Houlihan. Houlihan puts one right on, but a save right off the skull of Chaba. Now Houlihan again from a sharp angle, but once again, Chaba's there, and he takes the net with him.
The Swarm bench isn't happy about that. You can see Kenda yelling at the referees, but I don't think Chaba's done anything wrong. These posts just come off quite easily. Get some better pegs if you want the nets to stay on.
And unfortunately, with these types of nets, once it comes off a first time, it's more susceptible to continue doing that.
Yeah, as you can see, the referees, maybe the linesman rather, is giving a little bit of squirt of water down there to hopefully freeze up those pegs and prevent them from coming out so easily.
But a bit of a spurt of momentum here for the Swarm, getting a few opportunities and some golden chances right in the slot, but have not converted yet.
Yeah, they've definitely looked to be the more dangerous team to start this period.
And here comes Dag applying some pressure. The defenseman puts his body into McDonald. But the Swarm recover and played out of the zone. Hayward Jones steps in front of that Kozak pass. And now another turnover. It's Whiston Lee. As Kozak throws a body into him. And now back to center ice. Here's Fontaine, able to steal that from Rooney and play it down low towards Kozak. And Kozak once again throwing his body around. Vortinov throws one in towards Chaba, but he's there. And now Kozak getting a return favor from Hayward Jones in the corner, and the Admirals are out of the zone.
They've been absorbing a lot of pressure in this period. They'll want to apply some to the Swarm. They can't sit back and let the Swarm dictate the play the whole period.
Here's a turnover. Whiston Lee going back door looking for Rooney, but it just skipped over his stick.
Oh, so close to a hat trick there for Rooney.
Now up the wall, it's Janssen just ahead of his reach, so McLeish will play it down. Hits some bodies near the Admirals bench and pops out to March. And March into the zone, but Janssen was just a step offside, and we get the whistle.
That was a close one. Seeing on the replay now. Yes, that was the opportunity for Rooney. Almost had that backdoor tap and just missed it. A lot of net to shoot at if he managed to make a connection there.
I did notice on that replay, Allen with a little liberal stick movement after absorbing a hit. So things are getting pretty chippy out there.
Yeah, both teams were quite feisty in that first period, and it's calmed down a little bit, but we're still seeing some rough stuff.
So played back into the Swarm end, it'll be Tueller. And March has it now for the Swarm. He's looking cross ice, just ahead of Vortinov, as that's broken up by Kennedy. Kennedy once again start from his own end. And it's again picked off. Vortinov to chase. Turnover here, Janssen tried to find a centering feed and squirts free to Vortinov. Now Sandoy. Over to Tueller. Tueller puts one through. Save made. Rebound again. Puck still loose, and finally Chaba's able to hold on.
Looks like there's a penalty coming for, is that holding? I think Brooke is signaling.
We have a roughing call.
Roughing. Good thing you know your referee hand signals.
So it looks like Kennedy's going to get that roughing call.
See on the replay here. We saw a cross check and then a shove. The referee only took one of them.
So I think what Kennedy's getting is that initial push towards Botany with the hands up high is maybe what the referee saw.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a soft call, but huge opportunity here for the Swarm. They've been applying a lot of pressure for the first 10 minutes in this period, and now they have the man advantage and a chance to break even.
So here's Polozov off the turnover, looking backdoor for Dalmatau, couldn't connect.
A little bit too unselfish there for Polozov. I think he had the room to shoot there.
There's McDonald with a one-timer, but Chab was able to get a glove on that. And here's Dalmatau with a sharp move right towards the net. Puck still loose, and the whistle blows as the net is ajar.
Oh, Chaba holding the fort there. Brick wall in net for the Admirals.
And a much-needed whistle for the Admirals as they'll get a full change. And the puck was still loose when this whistle went, so a bit of a break there for the Admirals.
Beautiful turn by Ivan Dalmatau there, who received it and in one motion brings it out front and gets the shot off on Chaba. He's really good at doing that, at turning, well, as soon as he receives the puck, to put it into a position where he can shoot it quickly.
So here's McDonald skating towards the center of the ice. His shot hits Hayward Jones and it's cleared by the Admirals. And here comes the Swarm. It's Houlihan into the zone. He's got some speed. Shot deflected by Dag. And McDonald keeps it in at the line.
Almost forced a breakaway.
And Dag with a nice play there on the penalty kill here. And able to clear the zone.
Pim Vandermeulen using his skates soccer style.
And it looks like we have a short update. Michael Atwell will not return into this game. He has taken the gear off, and he has an ice pack just under his eye.
That's not what you want to see. Hopefully he'll be okay. I thought maybe the puck hit his visor, but it's possible maybe he got some of it, and hopefully not a broken orbital bone. Ooh, another penalty coming up with a big collision. Sandoy goes to the ice. I think that'll be a tripping call against the Admirals. We'll have a 5-on-3 coming for the Swarm as they get their sixth skater out.
But Kennedy is out of the box. So it will actually be, that was 6-on-5 for a second. Kennedy throws that one over the glass, but the whistle is once he touches the puck.
That's right. So Josh, our production guy, is yelling for 2 penalties, but I think you're right, Joel. As soon as he touches the puck, it should be whistled down. So it doesn't matter that he shot it out of the rink.
But nonetheless, Swarm did not convert on that power play, but they'll get another opportunity as Rooney goes to the box for 2.
Right, and it actually only be a 5-on-4 as the previous penalty did run out before this second one came into effect. And it's number, is it 15 in the box there for the Admirals? Referees are having a discussion with the Admirals coach, with Cam Steven there. Wonder if maybe the referees are considering calling delay of game. In my opinion, I mean, I don't know the rules super well. I know how to stop the puck, and I know when someone interferes with me. But I don't think that should be a delay of game penalty. It should be just a trip.
I would be surprised if they did call that a delay a game penalty.
We have 2 penalties up on the board, but I agree with you. I don't think that should be a delay of game penalty, since it should be whistled down as soon as it leaves or as soon as he touches it. So, in my opinion, I don't think that should be a delay of game penalty. Should be just the trip.
So as it stands, it is 5-on-4 for the Swarm.
Yeah, they've taken that second penalty off the board now after a bit of discussion, which I think is the right call. It should just be 1 penalty.
So the Swarm will have their top power play unit out there, desperate for an equalizer. And it will be Polzov to get things started. Cross ice towards McDonald. Now down low towards Dalmatow. Back to McDonald. Now Dalmatow finds Ruzhinska. Now McDonald puts one right on. Rebound still loose, and another attempt is stopped by Chaba. Now Dalmatow. Puck taken from him by McLeish. Gets it up, but not out as Ruzhinska is there. Now Ruzhinska puts one right on, but a blocker save made by Chaba.
Oh, good save through all that traffic.
Now Polozov. Plays up towards Ruzhinska. One-timer deflected nicely by Houlihan, but not on goal. Another opportunity here for Polozov, but Chaba once again makes a save. Puck still loose.
Massive save on the rebound as well. Chaba is looking sharp.
Chaba is definitely dialed in, and the Admirals have needed it. And now finally played up and out of the zone as an errant pass by the Swarm. But the Admirals unable to get a change on that long second period change here. Fresh legs out there for the Swarm. Fontaine puts one on, redeflected by Vortinov in front, but somehow Chaba got a toe on it. Now another chance by Simon, rebound by Kozak, trying to go back door, but Dalmatow was not there.
The Swarm power play is looking deadly now.
Now pass just in front of Fontaine, taken by McLeish. Some tired legs out there for the Admirals, unable to clear. Now Vortinov with some space, puts one through, but hits Kennedy, rebound, finds the stick of Dalmatow, but he could not do anything, and the Admirals clear.
It's interesting the Swarm used Dalmatow in that center position, screening Chaba. He's not the biggest guy, and he does have really good hands, so it's interesting seeing him there in that position.
Well, as we have seen, he has great hands around that goal crease, scoring that goal for the Swarm earlier tonight.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just thinking in terms of his size being pushed out of the way, so he can't screen Chaba quite as effectively as if they had a bigger body in front of him. Maybe Sandoy. If they parked Sandoy in front of Chaba, he'd be a little bit more difficult to move.
And McLeish has it now. 5-on-5 hockey. And he'll throw it all the way down, and that will be an icing.
I wonder if he was trying to play it to Rooney there, if he was trying to bank it off the far boards. Similar to what happened to my poor Maple Leafs in the NHL, as they went out with a shot off the boards, bounced right out front, and then the Bruins were able to put them away. That was a clutch penalty kill for the Admirals. Chaba really put in the work to make sure that the Swarm weren't able to score on those 2 power plays.
The Swarm currently out shooting the Admirals 23-14, but yet trail in that all-important goal column. Now here's Janssen, centering feed there, and what a great block by number 2, Taylor Kennedy. Wow.
Massive.
I didn't recognize him with that massive beard.
Yeah, it's funny seeing older photos of him without the beard. He looks so different now. So he definitely saved a goal there with that block.
So here are the Swarm. Janssen leaves it for no one in particular. And now Vortinov will have to collect. Plays it up towards Tuller. Tries to find Janssen. Had a crease there trying to catch the Admirals on a change, but could not complete the pass. Now the other way. Here come the Admirals. 2-on-1 if they hustle. Winston Lee's centering feed is blocked by Ruzinska. And here is a penalty, so it looks like Ruzinska is going to go for a trip and a power play opportunity for the Admirals.
Oh, he is not happy. He kicks the puck down the ice. See that on the replay now.
He took a bit of a chop there. He's probably arguing that he got puck. But
I think he got skate. Yep. So I thought maybe it was a soft call at first. I thought possibly puck, and then Regan slipped, but no, it was definitely a trip. So well done by the referee spotting that one, making the correct call. Now the Admirals have a chance to return some pressure. We'll see if they can get going. They've been really passive in this period so far.
So good opportunity here for the Admirals. They got their top unit out there with a dynamic Dutch duo. There's a one-timer opportunity. Still loose there, but that original shot actually hit Regan.
Yeah, and I think Joel got his blocker down to save the rebound, so well done by Joel, who hasn't been very busy this period, now getting a little bit of action.
Which can be a little bit difficult for a goaltender, not seeing shots in a while.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd rather have 20 shots against than 2 shots against in a period. It's rough when you're not seeing any shots. And then dwelling on goals you might have let in the previous period.
So here are the Admirals. Vandermeulen. Looking backdoor for a Dag. That might have been going in, but he knocked it out of midair.
I hope you see the replay. I thought that was going to be in, and then somehow, I don't even know what happened there.
In any case, it stays out for now. Now Dag with another opportunity. That hits Hayward Jones and another block there by Simon. Now Vandermeulen has it for the Admirals. Centering feed there towards Dag, but he was too low to do much with it. Now Hayward Jones puts one towards the net, but it's blocked by Fontaine. Race for the puck here is won by Regan. Nice move to get some room. Now Dag with some space. Dag right through, deflected by Hayward Jones, but it's over the glass.
This power play is looking good for the Admirals. They have excellent puck movement. They're not very static. They're not just sitting in place. You see Daigle skating around, and I think now we're about to see that great chance for Daigle. So he shoots it and, did not make the best connection. It bounced up into the air, and he tried to whack it out of the air, but just wide of the net. So close.
Tried to double tap it in with authority, and it stays out.
If he scored that would have been an incredible goal.
But as it stands, Admiral still holding on to that 3-2 lead. Here on the power play, looking for more as that deflects over the glass into the netting. So once again, we will get a face-off.
So we'll see if the Admirals can build some momentum off this power play. They've been really passive, sitting back and letting the Swarm dictate the play. They've got 2 minutes and 25 seconds to make a little bit of an impact in this period.
And that one comes out of the zone. And that will do it for the penalty to Ruzinska. And we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. And there's a centering feed. Breakaway here for Ruzinska. Comes in. Shot save. And Chaba holds on.
Massive save by Chaba with Ruzinska, the veteran, the pro from Europe. He used to play with Yager, coming in one-on-one against him. And great pressure from the defenseman. Number 8, I think that was Mason Kennedy, who came back, applied some pressure to Ruzinska on the breakaway and prevented him from making a clean move on Chaba.
Looking to go 5-hole there, but Chaba kept the stick down and kept this a 1-goal lead. So just under 2 minutes remaining in this second period. No goals scored thus far. A bit of a departure from our 5-goal first period. As the Swarm look to get on the attack. Here comes March in, but just offside as Vortinov could not quite handle it cleanly. And March's speed takes him into the zone a step ahead.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Swarm have been better this period, I think. Really dominant, a lot of pressure, but not able to turn all those chances into goals.
So it'll be Houlihan to take the draw against Taylor, and Taylor wins it. Over to Kennedy, that's hit McDonald. Now cross ice, Houlihan race for the puck, wins it, and then sits down Kennedy.
Nice reverse hit.
And the puck comes to Simon. Now cross ice to Sandoy. Sandoy puts one through, deflected wide by Houlihan. And then played up and out by the Admirals, but this will be an icing.
So might have some tired legs out there for this draw. They've been battling for, I think, about a minute or so without a line change. Maybe a little bit more than a minute. So they'll want to win this face-off and get it cleanly out, not all the way down the ice, so they can actually make a change.
So Steven with it. Plays it up the wall towards Rooney. He's able to push it ahead. Now Sandoy for the Swarm. Plays it up towards Polozov. Polozov up towards McDonald. McDonald with the seam. Puts one through, but a skate save by Chaba.
Oh, good save by Chaba. He slightly got off his post. There was actually some room for McDonald to shoot there, but he wasn't able to elevate and get it over the pad. I think maybe Chaba expected actually that McDonald was going to go back across and make a pass into the slot.
Had some options, but Chaba was able to shut it down in the end. So with 37 seconds after an icing here by the Admirals, we will get a face-off to the right from goaltender Chaba Magos.
So let's see, can the Swarm get a buzzer beater to end this period, as the Admirals did to end the last one?
So here's Fontaine with the puck. Steven on his back. Now over to Taylor Kennedy. And Dalmatow steals it from him. Now Dalmatow towards the net. Goes backhand, but Chaba holds clean to the pipe.
Tried a sneaky little backhander there, very quick, but Chaba was ready for it.
Here comes Rooney with some speed for the Admirals. A late period push here by West Auckland. Have Taylor in front. Instead, a backhander there is steered aside as Whiston Lee was trying to get something going, but that will do it for the end of the second period. The score remains 3-2 in favor of the Admirals.
Yeah, that's really good to see. What a period we've seen. We've seen the Swarm bounce back from that rough end to the first period and play very dominant in the second. Really pushed the Admirals, but Chaba held the fort, wasn't letting them score.
Yeah, exactly the kind of period you'd want to see from a Swarm fan, but as an Admiral fan, that's the response you're looking for. You're looking for that goaltending from Chaba, who really tightened up the ship there and steered the momentum in their favor.
Yeah, he gave up a bad goal in the first period and bounced right back as we expected. The veteran Chaba didn't let it get to him and put up quite a show.
So just like that, it is a one-goal lead for the West Auckland Admirals heading into a very crucial third period. The Swarm out shooting the opposition, but still trail in that goal column. Stick with us for the conclusion of this match coming your way.
Kirakoto, welcome back to this exciting third period action between the Botany Swarm and the West Auckland Admirals. The Admirals currently leading 3-2. I'm Bartek Evertovsky and my co-host Joel Rindelov. So Joel, what do you think that each team needs to do in this period for the Swarm and the Admirals?
Well, I think something each team needs to do is stay out of the box. Especially the Admirals. Up a goal heading into the third. You don't want to give the Swarm any opportunity to try to even up the score. And similarly, it's been getting pretty physical out there on the ice. So the Swarm, they don't want to put themselves at a disadvantage either as they're trying to scrape back into this.
Yeah, that's right. I think, in my opinion, the Admirals need to stop sitting back so much. They really sat back and let the Swarm dictate the play, relying a little bit too much on Chaba to keep them in the game. And as a goalie, there's going to be some shots that you really can't save. It's just pure luck if it's a deflection right in front of you, and they can't rely on Chaba to make all of the saves. They'll need to push and hopefully get a second goal to extend that, or a fourth goal rather, to extend that lead to 2.
Machaba had one heck of a period there for the Admirals, absolutely shutting the door on a couple point-blank attempts. If there's one thing that I will say he will want to focus on is that rebound control. There were some second chance opportunities in that crease region, but he has stood up to the challenge so far.
Yeah, that's right. There were some juicy rebounds that second period sitting in the slot. So he'll want to get his stick on those low shots and ramp them up into the boards to make sure they don't pop into the slot.
But that second period, the Swarm should have very few complaints. The only thing was they were unable to capitalize thanks to that great work from Chaba. So the third period underway here at the Hive. So here's Polozov for the Swarm with some speed into the zone. Looking for McDonald, gets through everyone, and it's Houlihan with the puck. Doing work with Hayward Jones. And McDonald throws his body around. Cleans it up for Houlihan. Houlihan up top, and now played back down low again for Polozov. Polozov tries to go down low towards Houlihan. Puck is up in the air momentarily, and then in the far corner. Sandoy tries to pinch, unsuccessful. Now 3-on-1 the other way for the Admirals. Here's Dag, right back, and it's just missed as Kunst had an opportunity.
One opportunity. It just bobbled on his stick as you received that pass from Daigle, and he wasn't able to get a clean shot off. But that's what you want to see if you're the Admirals coach, Cam Stephen. I think he'll be happy to see some offense from his team early in this period.
Wimmer, the first man back for the Swarm, goes up the wall looking for Dalmatow. Gets it past Kennedy as well as Vesper, and now here's Kozak. Kozak trying to find Dalmatow, able to get a stick on it, but not much else as Chaba's able to hold on.
Yeah, it looks like Dalmatow was receiving it on his backhand, and so he wasn't able to get a clean one-timer off. He had to control it for a second, and by the time that he was able to get a handle on it, there wasn't much space to shoot at. I think he hit the side of the net.
So face-off to the left of Chaba. Admiral still holding on to that 3-2 lead, but the Swarm here are trying to rally. So it'll be McDonald with the puck for the Swarm. Up the wall towards Fontaine. Passes behind Dalmatow, but he brings it to himself. However, Kozak was one step ahead of the play and will get an offside.
A lot of offsides for the Swarm. They'll want to avoid doing that if they want to score a goal. So it'll be
Dalmatow against Vesper. Both teams battling near the blue line. Finally played up towards Wimmer. And now squirts out to center ice. And Cistroni will just play that in. And McDonald to chase. Now Kozak trying to get it back to Dalmatow, but held in nicely by McLeish. Kozak will have to try again. Now Wimmer on the near side. He'll dump it in. And the Swarm will get some fresh legs. Kozak, the only one in for the Swarm, has to wait for his teammates. And he'll play it to the near corner for March. Now up to Tuller at the line. Pose one gets all the way through, but sticked aside by Chaba. No icing here as this was deflected. And the Admirals will get some fresh legs. Here's March. He absorbs a hit from Rooney. Now the near wall, race for the puck. Tuhler's the first man there. But Steven knocks that away from him and it's cleared out to center ice. Ruzhinska's pass misses everyone, so that will go down for an icing and a face-off back in the Swarm end.
Opportunity for the Admirals to get some shot on target. Only 17 shots for them compared to 27 for the Swarm. And that could possibly work to their advantage as Joel has not been busy. He's not seen many pucks in this in the second period and so far in the third period, so he might be a little bit cold.
So here's Ruzhinska. Plays it up the wall. Janssen's able to tap that to March. Now March into the zone. Now behind the net. Puck squirts up in the air, but up to Tuhler. Now Tuhler with some space. It goes back door, and what a save by Chaba on the one-timer.
Oh, massive pad save. Chaba, immense again.
That was a great find of Ruzhinska going towards the net. Not the guy the Admirals would want to see there, but once again, Chaba dialed in. And here's a turnover. Bortonov has it for the Swarm. Down lower towards Houlihan. He's unable to catch that cleanly. Instead, plays it to Polozov. Polozov loses control of the puck, and here comes Chamberlain the other way. Chamberlain shoots it, a blocker save by Gerard.
Oh, big blocker save, and you like to see it. Joel was much further out of his net this time. He cut down the angle and didn't give Caleb much space to shoot at.
Exactly what you want to see from the young goaltender, to be able to make those adjustments and come up big when they needed him.
Especially with the back pressure coming in on Caleb. Caleb didn't have much time to make a move, and Joel correctly read that it was going to be a shot coming as opposed to a deke.
So Swarm on the attack now. It's Polozov again. He'll play it up towards Sandor. Now back low towards Polozov. Polozov, cold, calculating, moves around the offensive zone. Centering feed there towards McDonald. Couldn't quite get a stick on it. Now low, it's Chamberlain to Dag. He'll push it up the wall. And now Dag with some speed out of the zone. Puts one right on, but that's steered away by Gerard. And now here's Houlihan for the Swarm. Up to Marcus McDonald. He loses his footing, plays it down low.
Swarm bench yelling for a tripping call there, but they won't get it.
Now Dag cross ice to McLeish. Good played up the wall, but it goes right to McDonald. Now McDonald will just go right down the middle, puts one through and a goal! 3-3.
That was what a shot, top shelf. But I think Cam Stephen, the Admirals coach, won't be happy with that defensive lapse. You see that McDonald was able to really just walk down the middle from center, walked through the team and got himself basically a breakaway.
Dag is going to be kicking himself there as he was the defenseman going off on the change, leaving that spot open as Mason Kennedy tried to rush onto the ice and do something about it. Unfortunate play there.
Yeah, that was a rough line change, and they hung Chaba out to dry.
And who he has been so good lately in goal that this might be just the spark the Swarm need. Now here's Fontaine into the zone. Plays it towards Ruzhinska. Now Rosie still with the puck. Plays it back to Fontaine. Now back down low. Ruzhinska loses control. Now it's Regan. Goes up off the glass dangerously. But Tuhler was back. And now Tuhler, the smooth skating defenseman, will throw it in. And puck's behind the net. Swarm go off on a change. Fantastic work there by Dalmatow to keep it alive. And now Vortinoff on the pressure. Puck squirts free. Now Janssen throws it on, but a stick save made by Chaba.
Swarm doing really well to pin the Admirals in their zone after scoring that goal.
And here's Kennedy. Over towards Regan. That's behind him. And now Janssen has it. Janssen with a little bit of space. Goes through 2 men, but then a shot and a save by Chaba. Now another turnover. Here's Vortinoff. Try to get it back towards March, but that's broken up. Now Kennedy plays it up towards Kunst. Guy Kunst trying to find his Dutch counterpart, but it's broken up. And now there's Vortinoff almost dodging a phantom hit from Steven. Instead he'll play it down low. Now Kunst will play it up towards Vesper, but that's in front of him. And Simon will quarterback from his own end.
Ooh, referee takes a puck up high. Luckily not in the face.
And it's the other way. Here's Henry looking for Sestroni. Puck still free, but it finds the stick of Vortinoff, and he's able to hit Simon, who leaves it for Polozov. Polozov into the zone around Kennedy. Backhander just wide, was trying to go blocker side.
This one looking very threatening.
Now here's Polozov again, all alone. Another backhander, stick save, rebound loose. And it finds the stick of Sestroni, and he'll clear. Now Henry. He'll throw it in, but that's steered aside by the blocker of Gerard. Now up the wall towards Polozov. Dag has it, but he's pressured. Able to pin it over to Sestroni. Now Wimmer behind the goal. Puts it in the skates of McDonald, who's able to give it back. Dangerous move there. And instead it's a Swarm the other way. Here's Hayward Jones looking for a long pass. And it squirts free, and now here's Houlihan. Houlihan all alone, he shoots, and a great glove save by Chaba.
Oh, massive save by Chaba. Bails out his defense again.
And now here comes Taylor the other way with some speed, trying to get around Houlihan. Instead, the puck squirts free to Fontaine. And we have a whistle and a penalty to be called for a hook.
Yeah, Josh Whiston-Lee got his stick up into Jackson's arms and sends his former teammate to the ice, and he's going to the box.
So that was a good call because it created a turnover, and which would have been a goal-scoring opportunity as he had a man wide open in front.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was a pretty clear-cut hooking call. Despite my biases, I can agree with you there. So this is a massive point in the game. With 10 minutes, 58 seconds left, the Swarm have a chance to take the lead, and the Admirals really need to kill this one.
So we'll see if special teams comes into play here at a 3-3 game, and the Swarm on the power play. So Vortinoff has it on the near wing, throws one through. Not sure if Chaba saw that. That might have even grazed the outside of the post. Vortinoff again, plays it up towards Simon. Simon puts it through. That's blocked by Steven, and now a race for the puck. It's the speedy Chamberlain, the first man there. Chamberlain trying to get around Simon, and now is just going to try to eat it and waste some time in the corner.
Great penalty killing by Caleb and his teammate Ben Steven, who made that block earlier.
So two young players with quite a bit of speed under their feet, able to cause some havoc on the penalty kill with just less than a minute remaining on this man advantage. Polozov for the Swarm. Leaves it for Ruzhinska. Rosie will play it down low. Houlihan puts one through, but that's sticked aside by Chaba.
A good active stick by Chaba.
And now Sestroni, 2-on-2. Tried to throw one towards the net. Instead, Damoplao will play it down low towards McDonald, the recent goal scorer for the Swarm. And here's Houlihan into the zone. Houlihan gets around Dag. Centering feed there for Polozov, but he fans on it. And instead it's Dag who will throw it up the wall, but that hits the netting, so we will get a whistle and a face-off inside the zone.
Seeing on the replay now. And we have Sandoy standing in front of Chuba. I think I mentioned earlier that Sandoy would be a good candidate for a net front screen, and it looks like they've parked him there, the big defenseman playing a centering role.
Whatever that shot from Vortinov hit, it is clear Chaba did not see it. So there's another chance, rebound opportunity loose, and here comes Whiston Lee out of the box. So no icing here, we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. And here come the Swarm now. It's March, 3-on-2 opportunity with Janssen and Vortinov. Plays it up towards Vortinov just in front of him. And now Janssen tries to play it towards March. That's broken up nicely by the Dutchman. Takes a spill in the corner as Janssen collides. And now McLeish, he'll play it down low, and a shot right on, but a skate save made by Gerard.
One of the few shots for the Admirals this period. They haven't had many chances yet. It's 33-21 the shots at the moment for the Swarm.
So Sandoy has it for the Swarm. Plays it up towards Polzov, but that's way in front of him, so Regan will try to make a move on it. Instead, it's Houlihan who steals it for him. Now Houlihan with some room. Centering feed for McDonald, and a great save by Chaba.
Oh, another immense save. Great read by Chaba. He knew there was no shot coming. Houlihan was looking past the whole time. He read it well, got across, made the save.
Now here's Kennedy for the Admirals. He'll just chip it out of the zone, and that will go all the way down for an icing. So a long shift here by the Admirals, and they're going to have to allow that to continue.
Yeah, the Dutchman and Gareth McLeish have definitely been out there for quite a while now. So they'll want a clean face-off win and throw the puck up, but not enough for an icing, so they can actually get a change.
Swarm win the draw. Wimmer plays it down low towards Kozak. But McLeish able to steer that away from him, and now it's Regan. Regan trying to play it over to Vandermewen, but he is absolutely gassed, and a much-needed whistle here for the Admirals.
Yeah, good forecheck by Regan. Forced a face-off in the Swarm end from nothing, really.
So just 7:01 remaining here in the third period. We are all knotted up. And as this game gets closer and closer to the end here, every single play, every single face-off, every single mistake will be amplified in this tight match.
Yeah, this is a key period in this game.
Now here's Dalmatal going coast to coast. Cuts to the center of the ice, finds Kozak. He tried to shovel it towards goal, but went wide. And now Simon puts one down low, and Dalmatal. Great one-timer, but again, Chaba in great position.
What a read by Chaba. Really well done, because Simon was very convincing there, making it look like he was going to shoot.
Now Kozak from behind the net. Swarm putting the pressure on here, but now an opportunity for the Admirals as the puck pops free. It's Sestrone on the far side. Sestrone puts one in and he scores! Vinny Sestrone puts the Admirals back up by one.
That's the sort of shot that Spencer Robertson described as NHL caliber. Absolutely rips it top shelf. And that wasn't the best shooting position either. He was not in the center of the ice. He was coming down the wing and just absolutely rips one.
And again, not the guy you want to give any space to, but a fantastic finish by Sestrone to go top cheddar and get that one-goal lead back in the Admirals' favor.
He is being so clutch. Admirals haven't had many shots, but Vinny made sure that at least one of them ended up in the back of the net. And I think he had 2 goals last weekend as well, so he's been on a tear lately.
And that could be a little disheartening for the Swarm as they were controlling the game much of this period. As another break here for the Admirals, Rooney centering feed, looking for Taylor, but that's poked away. Now Rooney again, centering feed again, but that goes straight through, and it's Vortinov. He'll play it towards Tuller. Now cross ice, a little bit of room here for March. Now March into the zone. Tries to get around Hayward Jones, unable to do so. And again, the puck pops free. Here's Taylor for the Admirals. Throws one towards the net, but that's softly scooped up by Gerard, and we'll get a faceoff.
Yeah, this goal for the Admirals came completely against the run of play. We're seeing the replay now. Vinny winds up and just absolutely rips it. Jumping into the glass. Love to see it. It's the inline line, as they call it. Vinny and Scott Henry, who play inline together, know each other very well.
And McDonald was looking for Polozov just in front of him, waving off the ice. Good hustle there by Sasha Polozov. And now doing some work in the far end. Knocked away from him by McLeish. And here's Chamberlain. Chamberlain, some pressure from behind by McDonald. And now Steven will play it into the zone. Polozov on the far wall, up towards Houlihan. Now Wimmer will touch it up towards McDonald. Over to Houlihan. Houlihan with a little bit of space, puts it right on, but Chaba's there to smother it.
Well done by Chaba, making sure there's no rebound as it came off his chest. Just gets his glove up there and seals it up.
So love to see this positioning from your goaltender. Top of the crease, eats it up.
Yeah, people often when they see goalies make saves with their chest, they think it's an easy save, but you make that save easy because you're in the right position.
Positioning, of course, so important from the goaltender perspective as a blocker save there by Gerard. And I will say, there is nothing easy about being a goaltender. If it looks easy, it's because they're doing their job right.
That's right. Yeah, if you're making easy saves in your chest instead of sprawling across doing the splits, it probably means your positioning is really good. And Chaba made that last save look very easy.
So 4:09 remaining. Admirals clinging to this 1-goal lead.
Still plenty of time for the Swarm to make a mark since they've looked very dangerous this game. So the Admirals will need to hold the fort in these last just under 4 minutes.
So that's Vesper. Plays it up towards Steven. Now Dag has it. Puts one through but misses everything. That comes all the way out of the zone, and that'll go back to the Admirals' end. Admirals trying to catch Swarm on a change, unable to do so, and a turnover is a pass right to Vortinov, but Dag was able to get a stick at the blue.
Yeah, that pass was a little bit too ambitious, that attempt. There was a lot of players coming through that lane.
So here's Vortinov. He makes a play towards the puck. Still free as Janssen does some work. Janssen cuts towards the net, tried to go through, but that deflects off the stick of Daigle and over the glass.
Yeah, almost smashed one of the lights, actually. We saw one of the lights swaying. That could have been a long stoppage if it smashed it.
So face off to the right of Chaba. And it'll be Dag with it. Softly places it to center ice. And then a blind pass there as the Swarm were not on the right page. And Dag goes coast to coast here. Dag shoots, he scores! Backhander just under the glove of Gerard, and it's a 2-goal lead.
Wow, the captain, Justin Daigle, with a massive goal. Just skates through the entire Swarm team, cuts through them like butter. Patient, and then goes with the backhand. Joel maybe a little bit too deep in his net there. I would have liked to have seen him a little bit higher. since Daigle didn't have the space to really pull a move and deke him. But excellent shot by Daigle, just over the pad of Joel. That's a tough one to stop.
That is a well-placed backhander, which you don't often see on the transition like that. But Daigle doing well. He saw the defensemen of the Swarm were playing a little bit back, giving him some cushion, and he took full advantage. So the Admirals clear it out. Now having a 2-goal lead to work with on that massive goal by Dag to give the Admirals some breathing room.
Joel is looking to get to the bench, and he's going. So sixth skater coming out now, Jackson Fontaine for the Swarm.
There's a shot right on. Rebound loose. Dangerous there as we have an extra attacker for the Swarm here, 6-on-5 with just 2:05 to play in this game. So puck still to the edge of the net. And it'll be Houlihan. Tried to play it down low, but McLeish stood up to him. And then finally cleared out of the zone. So the Swarm have the extra attacker out there. And Swarm fans would like to see that being used aggressively here, as an icing is called on the Botany Swarm. So we're getting a face-off back into the Swarm end, and you're going to see Gerard back in goal.
Yeah, that's rough when you give up an icing when you've got the sixth player out, because your goalie has to get back in the net, and you're going to need to get possession. You need to win that face-off, get it back up the ice, get into the zone so you can pull your goalie safely. And only 1 minute 32 seconds for them to score 2 goals.
So it'll be Simon for the Swarm, just throws it around, but that's kept in at the line by Regan. And now Simon tries to go the other way, up towards Fontaine. It's knocked away from him by Hayward Jones. And now we have a bit of a frisky situation here, as Gerard was trying to head to the bench but got caught up in the play. And so 6-on-5, but you wouldn't be able to tell based on puck possession here by the Admirals. There's Whiston Lee all the way down, misses it, so that will be an icing and a chance to reset for the Swarm. They will call a timeout to think about this.
Yeah, some people don't like shooting at the open net when it's only a 2-goal game, but I think it's okay. It's under a minute left. If he scored that, he ends the game, so I think it was worth the risk. But timeout here for the Swarm. They're discussing their strategy with 49 seconds. They need to score really soon so that they still have enough time after a face-off to score a second one to tie it up, since they're down by 2 at the moment.
Well, we have already seen earlier today where the Admirals scored less than 10 seconds after a Swarm goal. So there is still a lot that could happen here in such a fast-paced game like ice hockey.
For sure. Yeah, a 2-goal lead is never safe. The least safe lead in hockey, 2-goal lead. Well, maybe with 40 seconds left, it's fairly safe.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one. I'd much rather be up 2 goals right now.
Yeah, for sure.
But it all starts with the face-off here from Dalmatow, and he wins it. Now Dalmatow for the Swarm. To the far corner towards Fontaine, as the Admirals do a good job of collapsing on that puck, not giving the Swarm much room to work. Now here's an opportunity by Fontaine, blocked by Regan, and now played up towards the line, but Ruzinska keeps it in. Now Fontaine throws one but misses everything. Centering feed towards Dalmatow all alone, but that went off his skate and then cleared all the way down, and we will once again get an icing.
With only 19.4 seconds left, it's going to be tough for the Swarm to score 2 goals. But they could score 1 to save some of their pride and set up a good game tomorrow for them. And the Admirals, of course, will be trying to keep that 2-goal lead with 19 seconds left.
And that is out of the zone, so that spells trouble for the Swarm, as Chaba leaves it for Hayward Jones with just seconds remaining on the clock. Ruzinski keeps it in. but his efforts are all for naught as that does it, and the West Auckland Admirals take the game here against the Botany Swarm, winning by a score of 5-3.
Massive win for the Admirals. Huge implications for the standings in the NZIHL. I think the Stampede, if they were watching this game after their game against the Devils, will be happy with this result as they're able to extend their lead at the top of the standings with the Swarm dropping points and the Admirals inching up closer to the Swarm in the standings.
And a lot of credit there to Chaba Magos, who had one phenomenal game in goal, especially during that second period as he stopped a barrage of Swarm opportunities as the Swarm themselves outshot the West Auckland Admirals 38-27, but in the one stat that mattered, they were up 5-3.
Yeah, I think Chaba would be my pick for the first start of the game, and you're right, that second period from Chaba was immense, keeping the Admirals in the game. Second star, probably Taylor Rooney for the Admirals with his 2 goals. Third star, I'd say Daigle. He was excellent today. Arguably could also be Vinny Cistrone. Who'd be your stars for the Swarm in this game?
Well, the Swarm controlled most of that game, really. Is just these transition opportunities from the Admirals that really kind of broke the game open, where they're able to capitalize and make something happen. So a tough game from the Swarm. They'll probably go back and have some things to look at, but they can't be too upset at the way that they played, as they did control the game for most of that entire, especially that second period. And one thing that they're hopefully will be able to get back is Michael Atwell, who had a facial injury from taking a puck in that game. So we hope that he is all right. But still, we have another game tomorrow.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Both teams are going to be coming out with fire tomorrow.
So stay with us for tomorrow's game here on the NZIHL stream. The Admirals take one today, inching closer up in that table, but the Swarm will be looking to have their revenge. So game, puck drops at 4:45 tomorrow night. Thank you for your audience this evening. I'm Joel Rindelob alongside Bartek.
Evertovsky
and Rindelob here giving you the action. Thank you very much, and you have a great evening.